Hey girly pops, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am so excited to share with you 9 6-star books that I will always recommend. When I tell you these books are so good, I will still be recommending them on my deathbed. It's that serious. Today on the table we have fantasy, romance, thrillers, all those good things. I am so excited to share with you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So starting with fantasy, I could never make a book video without mentioning my favorite series of all time. If you know me at all, you know that I love Throne of Glass. This series is so good, so life-changing. I can never stop talking about it. It is absolutely incredible. If you see me looking down, it's just because I'm looking at my notes. But Throne of Glass has an assassin female main character. She's so strong, yet she's still so feminine. She loves books, she loves dressing up, she loves all the girly things, and yet she still can take down any man within a heartbeat, which I love. It also has the vibe of like found family. It's a slow burn romance, and then it also has fae and a really complex magic system, which I love. It has lots of politics in it as well in terms of her world, and it is an epic fantasy. So this is like a high fantasy book. It's not romantasy, whereas romance is not necessarily at the forefront of all the books because it is an 8-book series. But there are many romantic components throughout the series, so I highly recommend. The plot twists are insane, the magic is so great, the characters are so well written, and you just fall in love with them. I will never stop recommending this. It is so good. I don't ever plan on getting tattoos. It's not really something that I'm interested in, but if I did, it would be a Throne of Glass tattoo because that is how much it means to me. Insert the inspo. Next up for fantasy, we have The Serpent and the Wings of Night duet. Now this is a book that I actually just read in May, so only a few months ago, but I fell in love with this duet with the main character, with her love interest. It was so good. So this fantasy, it actually takes place in a vampire world. I typically much prefer like fae, so like Throne of Glass, ACOTAR, that sort of thing. I never thought that I would like a vampire fantasy, but this was so good, and this is what changed my mind. This duology has vampire trials, a deadly tournament, enemies to lovers, human ex-vampire, so she's a human and her love interest is a vampire, forced alliances. It's kind of like that gothic fantasy vibe. It is so good. So the female main character has to go through these deadly trials in order to be granted like any wish in the world that she wants, and she wants to become a vampire. It is so good. It's taking everything in me not to do a deep dive into all the books, but this female main character gives me similar vibes to Aelin from Throne of Glass because she is so strong on the exterior. She can fight, she is strong, very fierce, but on the inside she's still like feminine and soft, and she has her emotional moment, which I really love and I resonate with. Her love interest is also really great. The chemistry is there, the romance is there, and the plot twist at the end of this book is also equally insane. It broke my mind when I first read this. It was so good. I'm currently rereading this right now, which I'm so excited about. Next up, we have another classic romantasy, and this is ACOTAR. So this is by the same author as Throne of Glass. I also really love this series. I have reread this so many times. It's so good and I really do love it. This is a much easier read than Throne of Glass. Throne of Glass tends to be a lot more complex, whereas I feel like A Court of Thorns and Roses, it's much easier to get into and easier to digest, especially for new readers. So this has lots of good fantasy, once again lots of good characters. Some of the components include like a Beauty and the Beast retelling. There are bat boys, so in her court she has those guys with the wings, like just give the bat vibe. If you know, you know. Once again, court politics, kind of like that trope of like, who did this to you? I'll kill him if he touches you. The male main character also wields like shadow powers, and once again it has like that world of like high fae and magic. So the magic system in this one is also really good, and I just love fae. I love that component of fantasy, and this is like such a classic for me. It's so good, such an easy read. We love. And last in our fantasy series is Fourth Wing. Now I know that I have mentioned a lot of books that are very popular on Book Talk, but they are popular for a reason. This is so good. I was a little bit late to this train. I did not read this when it first came out, but what I love about it is that it is a super easy read and it's really different for me. So components of this include a military academy, dragon riders, enemies to lovers, once again another shadow main male character, powerful magic, and like touch her and so good. This is really different for me because, like I mentioned, it's like military academy. It's much more like academia vibes, whereas the other fantasy books I tend to read are not in an academic kind of college-like setting. It's really good. The first book is definitely the best out of this series. There are 3 right now and more are coming. The first is really good. The second is good as well. The third one lost me a little bit, but I still love to reread it. I read this earlier in the year and it was just as good as the first time. What I particularly love about this book is the component of the fact that they are dragon riders, so they're able to talk and communicate in their minds with their dragons, and so that bond with a mythical character is just like so cool. Really great, really awesome, highly recommend. Moving on to our next genre, we have romance. So I am a heavy fantasy book reader, but whenever I want a little cleanser, something lighter, something easier to read in between series, I always typically pick up a romance. My #1 favorite romance book of all time, probably the one that I have reread the most, is Archer's Voice. This is such a sweet romance. It is just, it's so sweet, and it's one of those books where you read it and you're like, this is what I want in romance. Like, this is what we picture in the movies and in the books of a typical love story. So the components of this include a mute main and male character. So her love interest actually does not speak and they engage through sign language, which is so cute and so different. I just love that little component. He's also healing from a lot of trauma and they kind of heal through that together. It's like a small town romance with like friends to lovers vibe. It's very much like an emotional slow burn. They don't skip right to the romance. It's not like insta love. It's like you can see them become friends and then over time it develops into lovers, which is just so sweet. And it's also kind of a bit of like a grumpy ex-sunshine. So he starts out with like a little bit of a harder shell and she slowly breaks that over time, which is so cute. This is so good. I have recommended this to so many of my friends and I just love it because it's so different from your typical romance. Because I love fantasy and because that's typically set like back in the day almost, and it's really mythical and unlike reality, it can be hard for me to love modern romance and romances that are like real life almost. But this one is just so sweet and touches your heart on such a different level. It's so adorable. Go read this right now if you're looking for a romance book. Next up, we have After I Do. So this is a book that I read on my phone. I actually don't have the physical copy, but it is a really interesting, really emotional romance. So the components of this include a marriage in crisis. So they're actually like borderline going through a divorce and they work through it. So they have like a 1-year separation period. It's like second chance love. So they kind of fell out of love, had some issues, but after that year and working through that year, they get back together at the end, which is so sweet. There's lots of like self-discovery and also like a lot of emotional growth between the individuals, but also the couples as a whole. This is like a different take on romance because a lot of romance, of course, is like what you typically think of, like you just see each other fall in love and it's happily ever after. But this one is so different because it's that second chance romance. So it's like they're having marital problems, but they work it back together, and it's kind of gut-wrenching reading about them falling out of love, but it's equally heartwarming to see them work back together. This was the first book that I ever read that was like second chance romance, divorce problems, things like that, but it was really fascinating and really sweet. It was like a different take on romance, and that's what like really captured me about it. I really love it. It is very emotional, but it does have a happy ending, so I highly suggest reading it. Last in the romance category, we have All Your Perfects. So this is similar to the last book that I mentioned, After I Do, in terms of kind of like that second chance romance within marriage. Some of the components of the book once again include a marriage in crisis, emotional heartbreak. This actually has like a then and now timeline. So it will show you chapters of the couple when they first got together, but then it also flips forward to the couple now when they're struggling a little bit more. So they also struggle with infertility, which is what caused a lot of their marital problems. So they work through that. They have a lot of healing, a lot of hope, and once again, I'm not going to spoil it, but it does have a happy ending. So this is another really emotional romance, but kind of like a real life romance. Like, you never read romance where they're struggling a lot. It's almost always like the happy ending, very smooth, maybe like one miscommunication, but they're good. But what I really love about this is that it feels so real and raw that like you can't help but be so emotionally invested. So interesting. Highly recommend. Next up, we're going to move on to our last category, which is miscellaneous. I have 2 books in here that didn't quite fit either category. The first is The Silent Patient. This is one of my top 5 favorite books of all time. I love a good psychological thriller, and this one is done so incredibly well. I feel like a lot of psychological thrillers nowadays you can kind of anticipate because the plots can be very similar if you're looking for the crazy plot twist, and I feel like sometimes you can smell it a mile away, especially if you read a lot of them like I have. But this one caught me by surprise so good. I've reread it so many times and it still gets me because it is just so well written. So the components of The Silent Patient include a mysterious murder, a silent/mute female main character. So the female main character murdered someone and refuses to speak about it. And so the main character, the narrator, is trying to get her to open up. He's like a psychologist working with her, super fascinating, as a psychiatric institution setting. The narrator is unreliable, so you're trying to work through what's the truth, what's not. And it also has a lot of twists and hidden secrets. So the plot twists are so good. As you're reading this whole book, you never know where it's gonna go. Like, you just cannot anticipate it. And that's what I love about it. So good, highly recommend. Even if you're not a psychological thriller reader, this one will truly have you hooked. And last but not least, we have The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. This book is so good. I think I read this sometime around 2020 when it really blew up and book talk was huge. This is a different read for me. This kind of has this fantasy element, but it's not your typical fantasy. The female main character is immortal, and she basically suffers through the price of living forever. She made a dangerous deal that granted her immortality. In exchange, every person who meets her forgets her. If she leaves the room, they forget her. If she closes the door, they forget her. So every single day she lives her life with everyone forgetting her. So it's like a slow burn, star-crossed romance. Eventually a character comes in and he doesn't forget her. There's a really cool component of her like leaving her legacy through art and through historical pieces, because this takes place over hundreds of years because she's immortal. And so it spans centuries and it's kind of like a historical fantasy. But as I mentioned, it does go across several centuries, like from past up until more recent. But it is a really interesting take on fantasy. I've never read a book that did fantasy in this way. Incredibly fascinating, highly recommend. It can be a little bit hard to get through. Maybe it's just me because I'm not typically interested in historical pieces, or because the story can be a little bit slow at time. But if you get through it, when you get through it, it is so good and you will not regret reading it. So that is all of my 6-star book recommendations, books that I will defend with my life. I love these books, y'all. They're so good. I have reread almost all of them, if not multiple times. Highly recommend. Thank you guys so much for staying until the end. I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you for the next one.